Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to go over which players could even feasibly be poached by the LCS in North America from CBLOL Brazil. We've seen the last couple days since the announcement a lot of displeasure, a lot of disappointment and frustration out of the Brazilian fans, and for some of that, rightfully so, and for some of it, I think it's a bit misplaced. This point in particular, I've seen it time and time again, and frankly, I don't understand it. The notion that North America is going to come in and take all of CBLOL's good players. I could see it if there were a ton of good players, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying CBLOL has bad players. I'm just saying that when you look at North America, what players in Brazil actually are better than their North American counterparts, that it actually makes it worthwhile for a team to swoop in and pick them up. I have some names in red on here that I looked first at stats because I don't watch CBLOL. I don't pretend that I do. And, pick the players that did well in spring based on my opinion. Looked at their age and whether it just made sense that they're a younger player with potential. Looking at Tinones, Robo, Route. Loud showed just how good they were at MSI. Don't get me wrong, they won CBLOL again. They have a Brazilian dynasty where they keep winning every split. But we see internationally how good the team actually is. So with that in mind, I don't have those players on the board. And it's not because I think that they're terrible. I just think an older player like that already is showing that they can't really get it done, I'm not going to go import that player. Why would I do that? And it's not to say, so there's 3 steps to how I pick these few players on here. First, stats. Second, I looked at a tier list that Talkers did a few weeks ago before the split even began. He's done reactions to my content before. So on here, he had these players also in his upper half of his tier list. So, he must think that they're good, decent, right? So those players are on there. Then the asterisk, the star or whatever, next to the names, I also looked at a tier list that even Ranger just put out not too long ago. I mean, literally only an hour or so ago. So go watch his content. Irregardless of the crap that's spewing all over Twitter. I mean, X, I think that's abysmal and a joke. But outside of that, utilizing people that watch CBLOL, utilizing their opinions to figure out who's decent and who's not, right? So if there's a dot or an asterisk next to their name, it's because they also have them in their upper 6. Because I think the video was what 6 players in each role would end up staying in CBLOL or being, part of the Southern Conference in 2025. So there are some players where there's differences between those two, but statistically, those are the players on the board. And then in blue, I have the players that are currently on a North American team that I believe are the top 6 in each role, at least from my perspective. So in top lane, and it's not in order, mind you. So Sniper is not first. But Sniper, Thanatos, Bwipo, Impact are 4 players that I think are the top tier LCS. I don't think that they're going to lose their slot anytime soon if it was up to them. Sorry, up to other teams. The LCS teams. Then you have Dokla and Licorice. And why are there 6 players up here? Because the LCS is only going to have 6 teams in the Northern Conference, just like CBLOL next split. So with that in mind, those are the top 6. Now, you have Gigo and you have Makes. Those 2 players statistically check out for me. Like that they could be good players, and they're younger. They have potential. Gigo looks really good statistically. I could see an argument to be made that, hey, somebody could swoop in and look at that and say, do I want to spend on Dokla and Licorice older players, or do I want to go with Gigo and see what happens? Now, with that in mind, though, you have to think, do you want that player to, like, this notion that the North America is going to come in and they're going to poach our players, and they're going to, they have the money, they have the ball, and this and that, and they're going to come in and take our players. Yeah, I mean, North America imports players, it's true. We do. I don't even want to say we. I mean, I'm in North America, but I keep seeing people say that, your region fallen, you I don't. I just told somebody in a comment. If it was up to me, the teams that make money stay alive. The teams that don't go away. And that's neither here nor there. So, in my opinion, if North America actually truly went bankrupt, goodbye. But Riot's not going to do that because Riot has a bunch of jobs in North America. So why the hell would they literally have their headquarters or whatever in North America and then not have a region here? Of course, they're not going to let North America die. I mean, it makes sense. And I've said before, Brazil, I believe, mismanages the amount of money that the potential Brazil has. And I've said it for a couple of years now. Brazil has a bunch of potential and it's underserved. And I've said it time and time again. And once again, I do believe it's not a great look that they lost 4 teams. I do feel bad for the people that lost their jobs. That is the argument that I can get behind. But I can't really get behind this argument too much, and we're going to go through that some more. So, Gigo, I think, deserves a look. I think he's LCS level. I think he deserves an opportunity. And that's my opinion. Now it's America's level. That's a whole region in and of itself, so I guess they're equals. Personally, it seems like based on the tweets, people don't think it's equal. That they still think Brazil and then Latin America are below North America in terms of skill. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Jungle, I didn't have anybody. Drake Hero had good stats, but neither person thought that player was really any good. So, I guess statistically they're an outlier. You got Blabber, Spica, Inspired, I think, are at one level, and then you have River, Contracts, Umpty below them, and those are the top 6. So I don't think they're going anywhere. And if a player has an asterisk next to their name, it's because in blue that they're an import. In mid lane, you have Quid, Jojo, Pune, and APA. I doubt they are going anywhere anytime soon. Jojo got an offer from the LCK. That, I think, says it all. Quid, I think, is super talented. And APA has charisma that is now going to keep him in a slot for a long time. Then after that, you have Jensen and Palafox, 2 older mid laners. And you see I only have 5 on here. You may say to yourself, where's Insanity? Where's Mask or Quad? Quad, I think, I wasn't too impressed by them at the LCK. We're going to see how they do in the LCS. Maybe they can be pretty decent. But Mask, I feel like, very, he reminds me of what a Korean import looks like in a minor region. He dominates statistically. But the teams don't win games. So that's, I don't know. I mean, theoretically, would I take Mask over Leleco or Few? I think there's a conversation to be had there. Why don't I have Tinones there, though? In my opinion, Tinones is just a poor man's Jensen or equal to Jensen, in which case I just go Jensen because I've had Jensen in the LCS for years. Why would I get Tinones? Why would I do that? So, theoretically, I don't think Tinones is an option there. People are saying, and years ago or a year ago or whatever, but it's 2024. It's not 2023. It's not 2020, not 2018. It's 2024. So, people want to bring up the past. It's like, that's the past. It's not now. So, Leleco has a lot of potential, so does Few. Does that mean that they get an opportunity over Jensen or Palafox? And keep in mind, there are players that are in the academy system in North America that may get an opportunity. Romer is an example for Team Liquid, a Korean import. There are other players as well. So that's a thing. Bot lane, Masu, Berserker, Meech, Yeon, FBI. FBI older than the other 4, but the other 4 are not going anywhere. I mean, somebody said the bot lane is the area where they think 3 or 4 CBLOL players could end up in the LCS. I don't see it. Personally, I think those 5 are clearly the upper 5 in terms of potential. B-Voy came in and he looked really good, don't get me wrong, but he's also much older. So, in my opinion, I have him a step below as well as Sven because long-term, I would rather have the other 5 players. And then there's Brants. Ever since Worlds, where Brants came up onto the scene and looked excellent. I have been just screaming from the top of the mountain that he should be in a major region. The LCS or LEC should have came in and swooped in and offered him big money then to have him be paid what he deserved to be paid. And that's something I've been bringing up a couple times to people too. Yes, it is not a great feeling to lose a player that you like watching week in and week out play for your region at international events. But personally, and I look at it even from an employment perspective, I am transferring jobs this month. In my current department isn't thrilled by it, right? They personally feel, oh well, you're, not ego, but great worker. We don't want to see you go, but there's a raise involved. You're going to get further on in your life or whatever, and have other opportunities. Why, from my perspective, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be mad at the fact that North America came in or LCK came in. Like, if the LCK came in and signed Brance, would you feel the same way as how if North America had done it? Like, sure, this current situation doesn't make you feel good, but are you going to feel the same way? Like, because this is what it is. He should have been imported a while ago. Like, so with Brance specifically, the guy, he deserved this a long time ago. So if that ends up happening, I'm all for it. Like, I am all for it. He is in this group to me, in terms of, yeah, let's get him on a team. And Shogun from Vietnam. Now, support role. The support role in the LCS to me is just meh. Just makes it so uninspiring. Zazel, Isles, and Ole are just kind of there. Vulcan, Bucio, Core, JJ are the top three. Core is older. How long does he have left? I don't know. Isla and Huhi, next level. I think you could put Huhi in that top conversation as well. But he is older, so that's why I have him there. And then Frosty is the player that I think I could see being worthwhile to import in. He's younger, he's talented, and that's important. People want to say, oh, Seo. Well, Seo, how old is he? And that's not to say his career's over, but it's to say, hey, how much does he have left in the tank? And really just, would I be better off finding somebody else in North America that's younger with more potential? I mean, eventually your potential is your potential. You plateau. I don't think you just can. A player at a certain point, I don't think is going to get you getting any better. So, that's a thing. But there are, I've argued with people in the comment section, and I've said that I felt Brance was the only one. I looked at the stats. There are more players that I think theoretically could be imported, not even imported, could be signed to play in the LCS. And from my opinion, and like I said, you're going to feel bad because, you don't get to see them play for Brazil anymore. But from my opinion, I'm happy for a person to get paid what they're worth. And in the end, I think that's what we should be looking at when we're looking at if a player leaves. Like I said, it's easier now for these people to get paid what they deserve to get paid. That's literally the way that I'm reading. I'm upset that it's easier for a player to go to North America now. Because that's how it is. That is literally how it is. Like, I'm not telling people how to feel. This whole notion that, oh, look at all these white European North Americans, which is so weird because, Brazil speaks Portuguese for a reason, right? So, the whole Europe thing is weird. But regardless, these people deserve to get paid. Now, if Brazil had the money, great. I want them to get paid the most that anyone can offer. If it's in the LPL, if it's in the LCK, LEC, Japan, Oceania, it doesn't matter to me. If they're getting paid what they're worth, their market value, then wherever they go is what they deserve. So, that's kind of a weird thing. Like I said in a part of this video, I'm not telling people, like I just said, I'm not telling people how to feel. You feel upset, it does suck. You feel bad. Like I said, with the job employment analogy, I understand that you will feel bad that somebody is leaving. And at the same time, it's bittersweet to the point where, well, they are going for a better opportunity. And, you see it in pro sports. Your favorite player leaves to go to another team because they took the money. I'm not going to be upset that they took the money. My team can't pay them. It's the reality of life. I mean, like, oh, money, money, money. Well, yeah, people want money. People want money. I feel like that's how most people operate. You can say people play for the love of the game, but at the same time, people play for the love of the game and also for a paycheck, for opportunity, for generational wealth. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Like the thought of, well, the North America makes so much more money than Brazil. Well, hell, if a player gets an opportunity in North America, then they go back to Brazil, they're set. And that's not a thing. That's just like you feel bad. You're upset that that person can do that. Yes, it feels bad. You can't watch them. But I'm not gonna be upset that a person's getting an opportunity. Just not. So, it sucks if teams. The sucky part of this whole thing is obviously the 40, the 4 teams losing. The jobs are lost. That's not great. There is a tier 2 system. Will teams still exist in tier 2, trying to get into tier 1 for each season? We'll see if teams are truly dedicated in doing that. And if those fans that are upset that the team is no longer in tier 1 still stick by their team in tier 2. That's going to be a thing too. Are they going to still support their team because they're not in tier 1 anymore? Are you really that big of a fan of your team that you're going to still support them? And, that's the thing. Honestly, they should have had, I don't think it should be determined by money or anything for the 6 slots. Maybe the teams should play and the top 6 finishers are the ones that get, I don't know actually how they're doing it. Maybe the top 6 finishers are the ones getting in to the conferences. I haven't looked. Like I said, I really haven't looked deeply at the layout because I think that everyone's just so emotional right now that it really doesn't matter how it looks outside of the fact that people are losing their job, and that sucks. Like, of course, it's not great. People are not, being upset about that is one thing, but then throwing personal insults at people and assuming things and this and that, that is not, that's the sort of thing that makes somebody say, you know what? Yeah, I guess you're getting what you had coming because your behavior, you can be upset, but acting, completely inappropriately, you get what's coming. And that's what it is. So, so that's it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.